Hey gang, this is Carlo. I'm doing a little bit of narration. This is what really happens at a dyno. The setup, the things you don't see, the background. So Jim is going to put the oil temperature probe in, and I already have oil in the pan, so we'll drip a little bit of oil doing that. That's a pain. And right there, that's a view of the strain gauge to the water brake, one of the main sensors and the actual tool and gauge that gives you the torque. And here we have initial startup. First startup. A little bit of smoke right there. Goes away instantly. Thankfully, these Molly rings with the 1mm ring pack, they actually seat in almost instantly. Thankfully. But that's a good telltale right there. And here the engine's warming up, and I'm dialing in timing, initial timing. So it was started off like at 30, and that's always a guess when you put the distributor in. And that mark there is at 36, and it's dialing in, right there, 36. And we locked it down right there. And then we get ready for the first pull, but here is the initial ring seating, and Jim Morgan puts a little bit of a load. The water brake can hold some small amount. I think it's 20 foot-pounds, and that allows the engine to kind of heat up and lightly load onto the cylinders and give it some ring seating. You can hear if there's rockers loose or how the valve train is. It sounded pretty quiet. I always walk around, give a camera view to see if I miss anything. Looking for water leaks and looking for oil leaks, and that's a nice Steph's oil pan there. You see that oil sight glass. I always have Steph's install that. It's nice. And here we have the first actual pull. The thing has come up to temperature. Usually oil temperature, we need it to be about 170, and water temp maybe 150, but we try to not run it cold. It's a hot, humid day today anyway. So on this first pull, this is the things you don't know happen, or things in the background. So pay attention when this actually does pull through the RPMs. We do on this engine with this cam, we figured right off the bat to run it from 3200 to 6200. I figured it would peak at 6000. And so that would be a good graph. But something funny is going to happen on this. Pay attention. I'll shut up right now. Yeah, did you hear that little hiccup? I think that was ignition related. Here it is again.
I wonder what that hiccup was. Yeah. Wonder.
My guess it was just ignition related, a loose wire somewhere. We never did troubleshoot, and we never did find the problem, and it never recurred. So we just went with it.
I see a 480.
I guess that first pull, I was happy with it. It was good torque, good power. Here's the second pull. On that first one, I think it was 497 peak horsepower at 6,000 RPM. On this second pull, right now while it's warming up, getting back to temperature, I'm just double checking the timing. It was right at 36 degrees, right? It had not crept one way or the other. Sometimes the distributor does that. Here we go. bit of header oil smoke. I guess oil burning off the headers, and that's coming from the valve covers. I figured I'd just live with it. I did not tighten up the valve covers because they were pretty tight. Here we are with the third pull, and this one, I'm not going to say anything. Watch. Don't miss it. And a view again, another view. Yeah, a little too much oil coming out of the valve cover. I tightened them down real tight. We did a fourth pull. I didn't show that. And the fifth and final pull, still a little bit of leaking oil. So these valve covers need new O-rings. But that was the final pull. And I think the fourth pull made the most power. This one made 498 horsepower, 510 torque. But for a unported LT4 head, nice. Very nice power and torque.